Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. We're in driving day at the Muscle Car and Corvette National in Rosemont, Illinois, the greatest muscle car show on the planet. And I'm with Paul. Paul, your last name?
Iantosca.
And he's got a great car for you. What year, make, and model is this one?
This was a 1970 442 W30 Convertible with the rear W27 full aluminum rear end.
You're going to like the story on this one. And also, I'm going to grab the camera. Paul, you've had a 10-year restoration, and this is the first time you're going to sit in the car, let alone start it. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Let's catch this moment on camera. So here we are. His friend Ralph told me that, I know that you're the president of the General Motors Club, correct? Tell me about that for just a second.
It's the GMO Oldsmobile Club in Needham, Massachusetts.
Okay. And you've had other W30s before, but this one is all NOS parts.
Mostly NOS or original, yes.
Got it. Let's fire it up.
Sounds awfully mean.
Sounds the way we like it. We're gonna back it up actually into a spot where we can video this car. The front of this car looks great as we hone in on our license plate, the 442, the beautiful hood scoops. You'll see what that looks like under there. The hood pins. Paul, what was it like after 10 years finally getting this car completed?
It was a wonderful feeling. It was finally done. The stress was over, and now it's time to enjoy it.
Well, let's do just that. Come right alongside me. I want to show this from the side. And while we're here for a moment, we'll take a look at what it looks like with the top coming down. I'm going to show it to you with the top up. And that's what it looks like with the top coming down. And we're back. So let's take a look at this 442. Let's get the details here. This great stripe. Your rims. Now, seeing that you have all NOS parts on this car, was there anything that was more difficult than the other parts?
Well, this particular car is quite a range of parts. I was fortunate to have a gentleman that just bought a truckload, an 18-wheeler full of NOS parts.
Wow.
So we have NOS bumpers, NOS taillights, NOS reverse lights, NOS stainless, the brake booster, the windshield washer motor, the windshield washer pump, the front bumper, the trim around the headlights. It's all NOS brand new.
Let's take a look under here. We've got the trumpets, of course, but we have something special under here. What do we have?
Yes, that's the special W27, which was the option number, full aluminum rear axle. They only made about 120 of them. Not many are believed to exist. They were supposed to be cooler and have more capacity of fluid, but people blew them up, so there aren't many around.
It's absolutely sparkling. I'll tell you what, let's, we've got this open. Show why that's open. We'll push that trunk open. We have this button there, and when you push that,
that's an electric trunk opener.
You can see your trunk does that.
It was a $15 option.
Nice. Talks about the weight there. We'll close that glove box. Now while we're back here, we've got some trunk and treats in the trunk. The original tire, your jack stowage, your anti-spin. That looks great there. That looks great. Quick facts there. Tell me what this is.
That's an original, still in the box, unopened, demonstration 8-track tape. When the 8-track player came out in '69, these were given with the car so the owner could test and listen to the 8-track player.
Wow, the original owner's manual. This would be the brochure. Wouldn't it be nice to escape your Canon a 70 Oldsmobile? I've specifically put it to a certain page because if I come right here, we actually have the correct window sticker, and this is the original window sticker, and we know that because if you come to the back of it, it has that.
That's how they came from the factory.
Wow. And here's your W30 information. So I just opened it to that page right there.
By the way, the option for a W30 was $357.
Is that right?
Now what you got for that was a bargain. You got the Ram Air fiberglass hood,
Yeah.
so it's less weight. You got a hand-built blueprinted engine with higher horsepower. It was reported that it had 370 horsepower,
Yeah.
but most professionals will say it's at least 400 horsepower with 500 pounds of torque. Oldsmobile had the most powerful engines made. And 70, by the way, is the optimal year for Oldsmobile. Had the highest horsepower, high compression engine. You also got the badging.
Let's take a look while you're
And-
talking about it. Can you open the door for a second?
Sure.
Keep telling me about it. So,
Well, you got red inner fenders on the front. They were fiberglass.
you know what? Let's feature that. Go
And
ahead.
those are very rare. If you can find a pair of used ones, you're going to pay $2,000 to $3,000
Yeah.
just for those inner fenders. These are originals from a 70. There's a number on the top you can read that'll tell you that it's original.
Yeah.
These door handles are NOS, new old stock. They're brand new parts that were made 55 years ago and were in a box. People have these things. They bought parts from the dealers when they closed down and they sell them.
And this car actually has every part, every piece ordered other than air conditioning on it.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's power windows, power door locks, locking trunk, power seats, tilt steering wheel, AM/FM stereo, which was fairly new in those days.
I want to show something too with this steering wheel. We can have it in the tilt position, but notice the grain on there, because usually that would be worn off.
That wears down. It's very hard to find a car where it's not just a flat vinyl look. This had the grain to it, which is very rare because it's brand new.
The 8-track, the 442. You see there's no air conditioning in there. There's your fax.
You'd also get the rally pack, which were actual gauges and a tachometer and clock. They did not come standard with the car. They had to be ordered.
Nice. Let's take a look. Let's take a look under the hood, shall we?
Sure thing. That's the greatest part of the car.
You guys almost done? Right now, you're killing me on the forklift driver.
Yep,
You're gonna leave.
we're almost done.
Thank you.
Thank you. You locked the hood lock on me.
Okay.
I keep forgetting about that. Here we go. Feast your eyes.
Wow.
370 horsepower, 500 pounds of torque. The air would ram in here, and when you accelerate, that flapper will open to allow the air to be rammed in there and put more oxygen in for higher input.
And one thing that's interesting too, tell me about what these inner fenders have if I go that
Well,
way.
on the assembly line, when the gentleman
Go ahead.
had to grab the parts as the car was coming down, the W30 fenders were different than the standard fenders because they had 2 extra holes for the W30 emblem. These were pre-drilled. This way the right fenders would go on the correct cars. Those stamps are various assembly people. There was usually their initials. And when they finished a function, they'd stamp it. So the next guy down the line would know that it was done properly.
You said there were some signs on the fender that showed that it was on the red fender.
Out here. The holes had to be for the W30.
Oh, got it. Got it.
It was pre-drilled.
Understand.
So they could just put those on. That's
While
why.
you're there, let's have you fire it up, shall we?
Okay.
I'm going to close that trunk if you don't mind. I'll give it one rev. Paul, I know we've got some guys waiting to do. I know we've got some guys ready to jump in on us, so Paul, what a treat. So glad we got the first start for your car and we got this video in. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
One of the beauties of restoring a car is sharing it with other people.
Thank you. I want to show one other final thing. Tell me about these because you said we haven't seen these before.
These are rear shoulder mounted belts for the driver in the front. They didn't really care much about seat belts in 70, but for you that did, if you were in the front, you had a shoulder belt. Very few people got these. This car had this as part of their options. Because as I said, the woman ordering the car checked every box except the air conditioning.
Paul,
That's a very well-optioned car.
Paul, what a treat. Thanks so much for sharing your great car. We'll let these guys get back to their work. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.